What's good, y'all? Welcome back to the Verdependent podcast, where we depend on the Verde and Black for our everyday vibes. This episode is brought to you by AC Momento. AC Momento, your digital sports and concert scrapbook. Download Momento today by following the link in the show notes or on any of our social profile bios. This week, we're previewing the home match against Houston Dynamo, briefly reviewing the MLS transfer window, and we are excited to welcome Deborah Hallam and Marlene Duplessis, founders of the 1972 Pub, before closing out the episode with the stoppage time rundown of the hottest women's sports storylines of the past week.
Ooh.
I'm Logan Bartlett.
What's up, everyone? This is Paul Fletez.
We just cooking out here, bro. Cooking
Dude,
with gas.
That was so good.
Let's get some preheated takes, man. Start us off.
I got you, man. This is going to be red hot, preheated, because the color red's in there. And the take is this: there will be a red card in one of the two games between Houston or Dallas. It's going to get that chippy, bro.
I like it. You know, we have something to prove on the field. It's Copa Tejas action.
Yeah.
Rivalries heated up. You know,
That's
why
it,
not,
bro.
dude?
Double
Now,
birds
is that
both
gonna
weeks,
be-
bro.
Facts. Is that going to be an Austin FC play?
It's a preheated take, brother. I can't.
All
I
right,
can't.
cool.
You know.
Increase your odds of being correct by
That's
not
right.
choosing. I like it.
That's
Okay.
been the game the entire time.
Yes, always. Well, my preheated take is very specific, and I feel like that's kind of been my vibe this entire time.
Well-
the take is that, I don't know, man. Just let me vibe with it.
Go ahead.
I'm
Go
gonna
ahead.
feel like that's true for me. Owen Wolff will score a goal to honor his father's regular season return to Q2 this weekend. That is my preheated take.
Yeah. I hear that. He was not present. I say he. Josh Wolf was not present for the game against.
He was up in the box system, if I'm not mistaken. I remember seeing a picture of him like up there.
Okay,
coaching
yeah.
from above
During that
aerial view.
Open Cup game. Okay.
Correct.
Then yeah, he's gonna be on the touchline and
He better be, bro.
yeah.
I want to give him the smoke, dude.
Yeah. I mean, everyone does, dude.
Wolf Dutt, let's go. Run it
Wolf Dutt, bro. Hopefully they can fly the plane again. That'd be hilarious.
back. That'd be fucking awesome. Like,
Imagine.
legitimately hilarious.
Do it,
Do it. Well, anyway,
Go
let's talk
fans.
about that game.
please.
So, as we've hinted already, Austin's Copa Tejas tour continues this weekend as we host Houston Dynamo in a rematch of our only Copa Tejas game match to date. Austin holds the fate of the trophy in their hands, as every remaining Copa Tejas match includes Austin, because Houston and Frisco have already played their two matches. So, will Austin retake their place as Copa Tejas champions? Let's start there. Paul, tell the people.
Yes. Yeah, this is a return to Copa Tejas, stardom and just our rightful place, bro. All
I mean,
things
that is what
considered.
it
It's
is,
just, I mean, if you want details, I'm sorry. There are probably other better outlets that will give you that, but I'm just here for just the quick and easy, bro. It's a yes.
Yeah.
We're winning both of those games, and I mean, yeah. What more do you need?
Yeah. I mean, let's put it in this kind of a context, right? So Dallas wins the first year in 21.
Correct.
Austin goes back-to-back 22-23.
Mhm.
Dallas wins last year in 24. Notice that the Dynamo have never won this. And I feel like we're going to keep it that way, right? Granted, we did lose the first matchup earlier this year, but it was
Sure.
a different team, different vibes,
Yeah.
away game, a little fluke in my book. We put Dynamo to bed this weekend, and then we do what we need to do on the road against Dallas to secure our place atop.
Yeah.
So,
And I mean, are we still looking for a road win in Dallas? I believe we are, correct?
oh my God, I don't even. It's such a. Are we? I don't even know. Probably.
I want to say that we are, because when I did the research on this head to head, I was like, why have we still not won in Dallas? But
Crazy.
yeah, I mean, feel free to absolutely blast me if that's not the case, listener.
well-
But yeah, we're still looking for 3 points in league play against our neighbors to the north.
And
That would
to
be a
be
great.
fair, to be fair, no one's won a match in Dallas because everybody's won in Frisco, which is very many miles away from Dallas, of FC Dallas.
Bro, I see what you did there.
you know,
did there. Yeah,
not a single team in this league has won in Dallas because they don't play there.
this is just how it's gonna be today. I feel it. All right.
Goofing.
We're just vibing.
Since we last matched up in April, Houston have gone winless in 8 of their 12 matches in league play, were knocked out of Open Cup by yours truly, and this Saturday will mark their fourth match in 10 days after getting pummeled in Leagues Cup Open Play. Give us your thoughts on this match and predictions, not just a scoreline, but vibes.
Yeah. So the vibes. Here's what's going to be interesting about this, right? You mentioned the pummeling, out of Leagues Cup group play, and because of that result there, and them wanting to kind of get their lick back from getting knocked out of Open Cup. This is why I think between the two matches between Houston and Dallas, I think this one's going to be the more chippy, and this is where I think the red card might have the most chance of coming out of. And so that said, I think they're going to come out pretty strong. As they probably are looking to kind of get back into attacking form, even though they have shown in the past, like you said, 12 matches, like not really finding a good offensive rhythm. They've got a lot of injuries, mind you. And so I think this is going to be one of those that if we can sustain whatever pressure early on Dynamo provide, I think that, the guys have shown that they can work their way around that kind of press and get the ball, in that final third. We're starting to take shots. And, I mean, are we feeling like a possible 3-goal type of vibe here? I mean, another multi-goal
That'd be good for the goal differential in Copa Tejas. Yeah. Maybe so. Are you thinking like a 3-1, 3-0, what 3-2? Give me the.
I feel like a 3-1 kind of situation feels right for this. Okay. They might snag one. Like I said, they're going to push a lot of their firepower early on. They might nab a Griffin Dorsey goal or whatever, and then after that it's Buka, it's Mirko, it's Owen for maybe a brace. I don't know.
Yeah, why not? Why not? Yeah, I'm in a similar boat. I want to respect a bench unit. Like this is the assumption that there would be some rotation for this team after.
For Houston or for us?
For Houston.
Okay.
Yeah. Assuming Houston will rotate in some capacity, maybe they'll do that this weekend, this midweek game, because the Leagues Cup is already out of contention for them.
Yeah.
So they're just gonna say, hey, whatever, let's focus on league play. Regardless, though, under the assumption that we're going to see some rotation in Austin on Saturday for this Dynamo squad, this is an opportunity for those guys to show their worth always, right? I know that's very general, but like seriously, it's a rivalry game. It does mean something because it's Copa Tejas, right? The players are going to take it seriously. Rotation or not, the team's going to come out and play their ass off. Rumor has it we played a friendly this weekend at St. David's.
Yeah, it's confirmed. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we played a friendly this weekend, but still, sometimes the congested schedule can go in the favor of the team that's been playing, right?
Yeah.
They've been running, they've been competing much more than we have in the last 10+ days.
Yeah.
And so, maybe that plays in their favor and they get some, like you're saying, some early success, but then I think we outlast the storm. We have fresher legs for a 90+ minute game. Guaranteed there's going to be a bunch of stoppage time in these games, I wouldn't be surprised to see like 10+ minutes in the second half of stoppage time.
Shit.
Given the red card, given the goals, given the choppiness. So yeah, man, it's gonna be a grind for sure. But this does start I think the rest of the season for us, barring Open Cup weeks, is 1 game per week league play. I think. I could be a little off there, but we have a few amount of games to play over a lot of weeks. So
I think I remember from our last episode when we were talking about kind of the breakdown of the rest of the games, there was maybe 1 or 2 weeks where it was like a 3-game week situation, and
I think
it was sandwiched in there,
Cup.
And that's because of Open Cup. Yeah.
Okay, so realistically, most weeks we have fresh legs every week, barring injury. So this is a time for the team to just make it happen.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking I'd be down for like a 2-0, 3-1. I think a two-goal cushion for us would be most ideal to break even going into those Dallas games on goal differential.
And a clean sheet, I mean, hell yeah, dude. Always against the rival. I mean,
hey.
Yeah.
Who
down
says
for that?
We can't,
Yeah.
Why not us? Let's get more general. pull the lens out a little bit and look at MLS transfer window stuff. A lot of big names to throw around, a lot of familiar names. So as many of you know at this point, we're almost halfway through the summer transfer window. It opened on July 24th. And yeah, we got some big confirmed and potential signings to talk about. So let's start first with the biggest name on this list. Tottenham's Son, the South Korean legend, to LAFC is confirmed. $20 million plus deal. Would imagine it'll be a very high salary player in this league. Thoughts on that?
I mean, Bureau, get ready to eat, brother. You know, like this is going to be the biggest test in the Western Conference for pretty much any fullback in MLS because man, I mean, we're Chelsea guys, right? You know, and we're supposed to hate on Tottenham and all that stuff, but there's something about Heung-min Son, man, and I'm glad that he's going to be here in the league. I think that's a name, that's a player that I'm excited to see play at Q2 for however long he'll be here. So I think, you know, I hate that the rich get richer, and you know it's always another big name to LAFC, but
Denny on one side, Son on the other side. That's what.
I mean, it might be because Denny is maybe on the way out, bro.
Hey,
you know?
Yeah, it could be that.
But that is kind of stacked. Like,
yeah, they immediately become a favorite. You know.
Yeah.
So that's tough for
Shadow
the
Club,
Western
bro.
Conference. I had sold my LAFC match ticket pre-reschedule because it was Maggie's birthday, and so I wasn't able to make the game. And the moment I saw the Bogert bomb drop of like, hey, this is confirmed, I was like, all right, I'm gonna buy this ticket right now. Before shit gets crazy. You know.
Yep.
So yeah, I think it's Messi. Obviously, everybody wants to see Messi, but I think Son's right there. Like, he's the next guy that, in terms of big name talent.
Yeah.
Well, I guess in Son's case, more so in their prime, right?
Sure.
Age-wise. This is a big deal for the league. People are going to be very excited to travel and see him. So
yeah. And I mean, he's like our Messi of the conference, right? Because we'll never really get to see Messi because of the different conference play and all that stuff. But like, we'll get to see him, you know.
Yeah. Well, unless we make the
times.
final this year, then
right.
When we make. Keeping it moving, Matt Turner returns to New England Revolution on a loan deal that makes him a DP through the rest of this season, and then 10 player next year and beyond. But
I have no idea what other big brain, you know, happenings are, you know, connected to this move, but I got to chuckle, man. I got to chuckle because, you know, Matt Turner was this guy, you know, everyone saw the blooper on ESPN's, you know, what do you call it? Top 10 fumbles or whatever a long time ago. He becomes the, you know, national team keeper, goes out and plays in the Prem, bench rider, and all that to come back to a flailing Revs team, bro. That's sad.
It's an interesting full circle story that happened just in the last like 2.5, 3 years. Yeah. So, you know, the highs and lows of professional football.
I guess,
but
it'll be good for him.
Well,
yeah.
But yeah, it's just like, you know, you had an opportunity and now you're back here.
Hey,
making more money though. Hey, shout out to him. He's getting the bag. So
that's it.
Let's talk about Miami a little bit more. Rodrigo De Paul makes his debut in Miami for the Leagues Cup. He bagged 2 assists in their win versus Oaxaca. Hell yeah, dude. Thoughts?
Cool. Next.
Yep. All right, he's gonna get his opportunity now that Messi's
No, for real. That's, I mean, good for them, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a hater.
Would you rather have DePaul or Son?
Ugh. I feel like
contributing still.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't see that game, so I don't know how DePaul is being used with Miami. If I'm not mistaken, I mean, he's been like a defender, like kind of that 6-ish role. I mean, if he's assistant, I mean, we have that with Owen. Fuck it. For the Flash, I want Son.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah.
I like it. Let's talk about Colorado. They've signed Premier League center back Rob Holding from Crystal Palace, and they've sent Georgi Mihailovic to Toronto for a club record $8 million fee. Thoughts on those moves?
That's crazy. I feel like Mihailovic was actually doing really good for Colorado. His first season there, I think, had some good numbers in terms of goal contributions, and so to see him make that quick turnaround, I guess he really wanted this move, and especially to a club like Toronto that is also somewhat flailing.
I mean, he'll be their number one now, assumingly.
Yeah. It'll be interesting in that regard. And then for Rob Holding, former Gooner, you know, and now Crystal Palace. I mean, cool, I guess. They have Maxu and Rob Holding, if I'm not mistaken. So I think they're more heavier on the back line, which is an interesting take because most of the big money in MLS always goes towards the front of the team, not to the back. But yeah.
Yeah, I'm assuming they have some plans to fill out the attack more with Mihailovic leaving. You know, I mean that's a solid center back pairing, and getting a Premier League talent defender is never a bad thing. You know, he can be a game changer for sure. But
true.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting moves out in Colorado. They're also kind of figuring out what their identity is. But now they have Zach Steffen, Rob Holding, Maxo, and others. Yeah, that's what's up. And then we have a couple new DP strikers joining MLS. Real Salt Lake signed Ruan Cruz from Botafogo, and Columbus nav Wessam Abu Ali from Al Ali. Big money strikers, big expectations.
Yeah, man. This reminds me of the winter transfer window when the MLS was really excited for the likes of Kevin Denke and what's his name from Atlanta?
Exactly. Yeah, homeboy at Atlanta. Latte
Lath. Yeah. So, this is just this transfer window's striker duo to wow us and hope it's good. But
do you think there's a legit scenario that sometime in the next 2.5 weeks or so, Austin loans out Brandon Vasquez or loans in a Brandon Vasquez replacement for the rest of the year on a short-term deal, similar to something like this?
Yeah, I mean the chance is definitely non-zero. I just don't know how big of a non-zero, if that makes sense. Yeah, because I mean
it's a very limited profile of player.
Yeah. And I think the big thing is still trying to figure out the green card situation, or because we don't have any international spots, if I'm not mistaken, anymore. So it's that's the big hold up there. But it would be nice.
Yeah, I mean, especially when we're playing both Uzuni and Rubio together, right? That's our entire striker depth at this point, not counting CJ Fodre potentially. Yeah. But yeah, when we're starting both guys that could line up at the 9, it's interesting to not have that depth. So
agreed.
We'll see. Yeah, I'm curious if Austin does anything else. I mean, granted, also roster spots and all those things that I didn't even consider when I asked that question. I don't even know. I don't think we even have the flexibility to do any of those things. So
I think
because Brandon Vasquez spot, that's what it was.
Yeah. It'd be kind of that straight swap that we're looking for, but
the DP's open. Okay, I knew what I was cooking up.
I feel that, man, but it's one of those things where I feel like I just how do I say this, man? Like I've been missing the Roto Cook memes, and so I think if we can get that back, that'd be great. But
that would be great.
Yeah.
All right, and that's the last thing we got. So with that, we're going to take a quick break before welcoming Deborah Hallam and Marlene Duplessis onto the pod for our second half interview. Hold tight. We'll be right back. And we're back. And we're excited to welcome Deborah Hallam and Marlene Duplessis, co-founders of Austin's first bar exclusively dedicated to celebrating women's and gender-expansive sports, being the 1972 Pub. Deb, Marlene, welcome to the Verdependent podcast. How are we feeling?
Thank you so much. Feeling great.
Good. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, we're happy to. Well, let's get into some questions. We have 6 or 7 questions. We want to ask you all about the pub, how it came to be, and what we're doing these days. So, first and foremost, 1972 marked an important year for women's sports with the passing of Title IX, the federal law banning sex-based discrimination and federal funding for academic programs that is most often associated with equalizing the playing field for women's athletics. At 1972 Pub, how do you honor the legacy of Title IX champions like late Congresswoman Patsy Mink, who paved the way for equality in sports? And whoever wants to take it can take the question.
Well, first of all, it's in our name, 1972. That's always a great conversation starter, and an opportunity for us to explain it. And then we have a picture of her in the pub, and so to honor her. But yes, it's just a great starting point, conversations.
It's baked in, yeah.
It is.
True.
Do you have anything to add there?
No, she said it all.
Wonderful.
Cool.
Paul?
Yeah. So looking at a Daily Texans interview, you mentioned that bars like the Sports Bra and the Rough and Tumble served as inspiration for y'all to open the 1972 Pub here in Austin. How have you taken what's worked up in Portland and Seattle and adapted it to Austin, where we just lack straight up a professional women's sports team?
Yeah, so first we do have, just to let everybody know who haven't heard about it, we do have Love, which is professional volleyball in Austin.
Oh, okay,
Yay.
yeah.
So we do
Right
have
on.
at least one team, many more to go.
Yeah. Yeah.
But from the other pubs or the other bars, I think it's important that what we witnessed was this amazing community. And I don't think you have to have professional sports in your city to build that community and to build the space for fans to come and watch and celebrate women and women's sports. And so that's really when Marlene and I saw this for the first time at our first visit to Rough and Tumble. That was what we brought back and said, we want to build this community. And so that's what we're emulating. It's been in all the others that we visited so far, kind of that same amazing community. And I think, for us too, not only do we have Love here, but one of the biggest reasons we did this was UT. The UT fan base is incredible here. And so we're building some of that on our UT sports and UT sports fans.
Yeah, and y'all are very perfectly located for that.
Couldn't have asked for a better location, honestly.
Yeah, you're at the heart of everything right there.
Yes.
And speaking of the Sports Bra and Rough and Tumble, I mean, having been there and now having started the pub here in Austin, I mean, do y'all get a chance to get in touch with the owners up there still? Are y'all in pretty close contact? Are y'all able to, bounce ideas off each other like that?
Yes. Very early on, Deborah might be able to speak to it a little bit better. But I think we were only, at that point, we had like 6 or 7 pubs. We started a chat group. And,
nice.
almost every week we had to add more and more members. So, and it's been incredible to just bounce ideas off one another, and have that ongoing conversation and to give one another support. It's just been so helpful.
Yeah. And we have the text, and then we also we use Slack for most of us that are in there. Yep. And right I think between every pub or bar having 2 owners and then maybe a manager or others wanting to do this and some other people trying to help, we've got like 60 people in this Slack channel. And
that's awesome.
Yeah, it's amazing. And I will tell you just a quick little fun fact. The first time I put a question in it and Jenny Wynn from the Sports Bra answered me, I had that fangirl moment going, oh my gosh, Jenny answered my question.
Yeah.
Love it.
That's a great community to have, though, right? As you start something new, and not only Austin, in the state of Texas. Yes. And we'll get more to go more on that in a little bit. Well, in a city as diversely active as Austin, how do you balance, and excuse the pun here, competing interest, right? You have your WNBA folks, you have your NWSL folks, you have everything in between from UT and whatever else. How do you balance that as those different groups look for a home at the 1972 Pub, while still maintaining true to the initial mission of creating a dedicated space where athletes and fans can unite and feel empowered?
Barlene, you want me to take that one?
Yes, yes.
The biggest thing is having multiple TVs. It's all logistics, right? It's really logistics. It's having enough of your streaming services or your cable, boxes, and having enough of your television so that if people are there for 3 or 4 different items, we can give them a television. But really what's great for us is most of it is spread out through the year, right? Mm-hmm. You've got college basketball the first of the year, then you've got WNBA through the summer, soccer spread out through some of that, then we go into the fall with volleyball and some of those type things. Softball runs in the summer as well, but it's really we have our staff and us asking when someone walks in, what, are you here to watch, or are you here just to hang out with us, right? Mm-hmm. And they'll let us know what they're here to watch, and we can also handle the seating, how we do that. But really, it's just a logistical thing. But we've made sure we have everything we need so that everyone can watch what they would like.
Yeah, and going back to that diversely active point too, like we're a huge city now, right? I know a lot of people who've been here a long time maybe don't feel it as much as others, but when I work at UT, I'm on campus all the time. There's 100,000 people every day running around that come from all over the world, right? And so I would imagine one of the challenges is you have people from the Pacific Northwest who want to watch, WNBA and NWSL, their teams play, and you have folks from Europe who want to watch their leagues play, right, and everything else. So I would imagine that's a fun logistical challenge.
Yeah, fortunately, we haven't had a big problem yet because I don't want to pick a fight with some of those rugby players or football players, even though I was born in South Africa, they scare me a little bit. And then the volleyball players, oh my gosh, they are tall. But unfortunately, we have not had a problem like that. But as Deborah said, we have inside, we have 5 TVs inside, we have the outside. So so far we've been able to balance it. Yeah.
Hey, and if you do have that problem, that's a good thing because it means you're packed full.
Yes.
So when you get there, that's good.
Yeah.
And to that point, of getting there and having had all of these different events, like I was just there this past Sunday when y'all had the Tour de Femme, Tour de France Femme avec Swift, and that watch party was really cool to see the cycling community come out to the pub, which is, I'm just used to seeing it as kind of like an NWSL, WNBA kind of situation. But I'm curious, you've served host to numerous fans of women's sports with watch parties and these different live panel talks. How does it feel to be on this side of your March grand opening compared to the lead up to that opening? So, what have you learned these 4 months of being open versus, anticipating those doors being opened beforehand?
Before, the main goal was to get space, that was, it was really, really stressful in the end to get a space. And then, once we got this great space, we had to learn everything about it. I mean, and then we ran into some problems with that. Like we had to replace a freezer, deep fryer, that kinds of stuff. And then immediately after we opened, it was to, get all the different platforms to stream the sports, and to figure out the schedule, and Deborah did a great job of that. So now, it's different. We, have different goals now. It's one where we need to, we talk to our fans about, showing men's sports because they ask us for that. And I think that's a little bit easier to schedule, but now our main goal was to get the women's sports up, and we have that down. As I said, Deborah did an amazing job. People are still amazed, when they come in and they see, soccer and softball and a different TV and basketball. And a while back, it was so beautiful. A woman about our age, she came in and she just stood there and she's like, "This is unbelievable. I've never seen this." And I'm like, "What?" She said, "I've never seen 3 different sports, women's sports, on TVs before."
That's awesome.
I just have to take a moment to take it in.
That's great.
Yeah.
I imagine you'll get a lot of that for
Yes,
a long time.
We do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we I would say, we still have some, like Marlene said, we just have to adjust our goals because they do change every few months, naturally, with which sports on and what's the even the seasons, right? Like how we can use the patio, not use the patio kind of thing.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
And everything,
But
right?
yeah, our goals change. I think the stress is still there at times. It's just for different reasons.
Yeah.
Yep. Understood that.
I
And we'll get
describe
more.
it to Marlene as my hair on fire.
Yeah.
Know that feeling. Yeah.
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 And we'll get more into that point of the potential for men's sports to be shown. But we'll save that for the end. But
Okay.
the Houston Chronicle featured the 1972 pub as the first dedicated women's sports pub in the state of Texas. Scrapes and bruises are the marks of a trailblazer, and these past 4 months have not left you unscathed. You've been celebrated, and you've been challenged since opening. How have you navigated this path, and what have you learned?
Yeah, I think, so far, every one of our friends and peers who have worked on a project like this, the same thing has happened, where when you make it public what you want to do for women and women's sports and women athletes, a lot of people are willing to go online and say, it's not going to last. It's not going to, women's sports isn't going to make it.
Right.
And so we've seen the other bars go through that. We expected some of it because we had seen them go through it. And I think Marlene is amazing as my business partner, but mainly as my wife, and encouraging me that we know people are going to do that. And we just keep pressing forward because what we're doing is bigger than those few people who can get online and say what some things they want to say, right? And we keep pushing for the larger groups, the bigger ideas, the bigger goal. And so we just keep pushing forward and keep trying to stay positive in all of those challenges, because I know we're going to come out on the other end. And Marlene, again, is wonderful at helping with that. Like, we know we're going to come out on the other end of it. And we're never going to please everybody either. We know that. Yeah. So
that's any business or brand, right?
True.
I mean, that's just living life, that's it is what it is. And I think that's why we're so excited to finally get you guys on the podcast, because it's like our outlet, I think, is one of the few here in town that actually covers women's soccer. And I mean, I go back to that whole point of like having the space and the exposure for women's sports, and not just soccer, but like you were saying, bringing me, to learn about the volleyball team as the first professional sport here in town. And it was like, all those things, we have to be celebrating these moments, because it was just an idea at one point, and now it's reality. And then now we want it to be a reality for not just, the older crowd, but the younger crowd. So that way it's just kind of this natural thing. And that's awesome. Sorry. Anyway, where was I? Going back to the question at hand, though. And this is the point, though, is because y'all do such a really good job of incorporating community input. Right. And so it was big news to us at the pod, where when we saw that y'all had posted this pub on Instagram, this poll on Instagram, asking, hey, should we host watch parties for select men's sports, like UT football, Super Bowl, thinking men's soccer finals, things like that, because y'all have spoken to people in the community. And as of today, it looks like the polls received 676-ish responses, and 75% in favor of showing men's sports. So I'm just curious, can you share some insight on, the thinking behind that potential decision, what it would look like to actually implement, and, if you feel like that's a good move going forward?
Yeah, if it's going to happen.
Yeah.
Even if y'all know.
Marlene, you want to start?
Oh, yes, I can start. When we first decided to do this, when we visited Rough and Tumble, Deborah and I talked about it, said, oh my gosh, you know what? This can work in Austin. We don't have a professional team, but we do have UT. And then Austin has one of the highest lesbian populations, and they are some of the biggest supporters of women's sports and just sports in general. So our goal, two goals, we had two goals from the start, and that was to promote women's sports and women athletes, and then to provide a safe and fun space for our community to watch sports.
Right.
And at first, as I said, we would just focus on getting the streaming done and the scheduling done for women's sports, because when Jen went, when she opened, Deborah, was it 2022?
22.
Even in the last 3 years, it has really, really improved so much. I mean, when she started, there was not a lot to stream. And so we are fortunate right now that, we were able to, so far, to stream everything.
Yeah.
And it was just a matter of figuring out, who to use, and as I said, the scheduling. So we got that down, and now the other goal was always to, as I said, to provide a safe space. And so many women have come to us, and they still do, and say, oh my gosh, thank you so much for creating a safe space. I just want to sit and watch sports. I don't want to have to fight off man, is like trying to buy me a drink or something. I just want to watch sport. And then since the first day we opened, they said, okay, you're going to show men's sports. You're going to show men's sports. And we said, no, not yet. And we think now it's time, once we know, and they know, that they can come in at any time, and there will be women's sports on the TVs. Yeah. So I think now we can, but we felt like we had to ask them anyway, what, is there something that you would like us to do?
Yeah. And I will tell y'all, being in the pub daily, I have verbal conversations with so many of our customers. I have, women, and that's women from all the communities. I have trans men, trans women. I have gay men who will tell me, in our current environment, I don't feel safe going to watch an NFL game in a bar full of men. They stare at us, they make us uncomfortable, and we really want a space where we know we could come and watch a game. And as Marlene said, right, our first thing was just women. We wanted to do women's sports, women athletes, because we were so inspired by the Sports Bra and even a bar of their own in Minneapolis. They are the only two that show only women right now. All of the others do show a hybrid. But it's hard for us to not hear our community. And in Texas, I do understand. Now, we don't have it happen all the time, but Marlene and I, as we've traveled over our years together and been in places, we know too, people look at us, they, if they know you're a gay couple, and sometimes that is very uncomfortable. And some of our folks are feeling unsafe. So that's the reason we polled, was to just see, what our followers and our fans thought about it, so that we could answer the call of our community. Now, not everyone's happy about that, right? We're hearing some of them, stick to women. we think with all of our televisions, we can still do mostly women. But if I have a group who feel safe and want to watch one TV on a football game, then maybe we could show them the UT football game on Saturdays and keep them in a fun, comfortable, safe environment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, it's also, to me, it's not just a matter of, showing men's sport. It's, again, it's about our community who love sports and would like to watch it in a safe environment.
Yep.
And then, for example, for me, I was born and raised in South Africa, and I don't know how familiar you are with the history of South Africa. But we went through a lot of turmoil, and we had, our segregation laws.
Yep.
And in 1994, we got our first democratic elected government. And in 1995, we hosted the World Cup, the Rugby World Cup. And Nelson Mandela that day, he wore a rugby jersey, and he just reached out to everybody in South Africa and say, you know what, we need to come together. And rugby to this day has had that effect on people to bring everyone together. So when I watch rugby, the men's rugby, I see that, and it's so beautiful to me. So it's more than just, I'm watching, a men's sport.
Right.
It is so beautiful to see, because when I was growing up, I didn't see that. It was basically white people supporting rugby.
Right.
And now, you see in the streets, the little boys and little girls play with a rugby ball, and it's so beautiful to me. And yes, when I see rugby, and I see everybody cheering on our Springboks, it's just beautiful to me.
Yeah, but know too, right, that we're never going to lose our primary mission. Our walls will have nothing but women's memorabilia on the walls.
Hell yeah.
It's all going to be women.
Yeah.
A women's game is going to take priority. If there's something going on, it's a big event. We're always going to be there for the women and put them up first. So we are not talking about men's sports every day on all of our televisions. And I think that's what some of those people that are commenting, I think some of them have that fear that, there's never going to be a boundary, or it's going to get out of hand. That is not what is going to happen. Our primary mission will always be women and women's sports.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And I think that kind of goes back to that question asking, how do you balance, those competing activities and those sports, right? Because it will happen eventually, right? Where it's just such a buzzing place. You're bound to have a group come in, and, there's another group that's already there. It's like, how do you kind of navigate, that situation? But, it makes sense. You're going to the 1972 pub that honors and respects and champions women's sports above all else, right? And it's not like we are lacking in other establishments here in town, right? It's like literally just go down the street and you'll find something.
Next door, you can watch any game you want.
That's what I was going to add too. Is I think when it comes to competition or competing space, we really aren't competing with anyone in Austin showing women's sports. And for us to play one ball game and draw in some folks from our community, that's not going to hurt any of these other people. We're talking about a lot of our community are saying, I'm scared, I'm staying at home.
Right.
I would love to come out. So I don't think none of those others, it's not going to impact anybody else. There's plenty of men's sports to watch, plenty of those places. So it's going to be easy to manage that.
Well, with your obviously location right in the center of campus and being in Austin, you have a very fortunate and approachable test trial with the Texas Longhorn football season, coming the next few weeks. So, those 11 a.m. kickoffs on a Saturday won't have much competition outside maybe an NWSL game here and there. So, you know,
Correct.
it's a good test run of like, how can we fit this in?
Yeah.
I'll go watch it on the patio. I'm not worried about it. September,
Yeah.
a late September, early evening watch party on a patio.
Acting
I'm here
like we've
for it.
never gone out to DKR on a hot
Yeah.
September day to go watch the Horns. It's like we'll be all right. We'll be all right.
Put us outside. We'll have a good old time. You know? So,
Yeah.
Which I also just want to plug for a second because I feel like we haven't had a chance to really talk about this, but the food. The food
Yes.
at the pub is actually really, really good. I mean, I've had a chance to eat, not once but twice. I think I've had the brunch from the brunch menu and the dinner menu, and I mean, I had the burger and I think the 2-egg breakfast, and
yeah.
I mean,
When we went out
it's
there,
a good
the
spot to
four
eat.
of us, me and you and our ladies, we 4 clear plates at the end of it, cleaned.
Yeah.
Like, that was great. And then I watched my San Diego Wave beat the Houston Dash. Good times. Good times. Great
we won't
memories.
talk about that, but
1972 pub.
yeah,
Well, that wraps up for the question portion. Thank y'all so much for entertaining our
Truly.
questions and just giving some perspective to our listeners. We're going to go into
Thank you.
stoppage time, and I gave you the rundown of this before we started recording, but we have 7 points here. We're going to go through whoever's speaking. The other 3 will give their take. Top of the dome, 20, 30 seconds. Just give us your quick feedback to the point, and we'll keep it moving. Sound good?
Sounds good.
All right, we're going to start first with some Texas Longhorn soccer. Texas Longhorn soccer alum Mia Justice made her NWSL debut with Utah Royals, recording 5 saves in a 1-1 draw against Orlando Pride. Again, y'all are smack dab in the middle of campus, showing women's Texas Longhorn soccer, showing NWSL games. Was this a fun convergence of all things geographic and mission for y'all?
Absolutely.
And we'll start with Deb. Yeah. I'll call it out.
Absolutely. And I think she's got a fantastic career ahead of her. And I mean, all UT fans are going to be watching and supporting her in this new team. And I just want to say, Mia, if you're listening, or if anybody who knows Mia is listening, I would love an autographed jersey or ball for our pub wall.
Hey, there we go.
there you go. Yeah.
Clip and tag her.
Absolutely.
Marlene, any
Yeah,
thoughts on
and it's just amazing, and she might make it onto the national team, so that's another plus, It's just go Mia.
Yeah. No, she was awesome at the game, and that last save, that punch out to kind of keep that even. I was really excited. I mean, I told Kate that I don't know why I get hype around backup keepers in NWSL, but something about Mia is just hook 'em, and she's going to do great.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Keep it going, Paul.
But staying on the Utah Royals, actually, there was a big trade announced over the weekend where they sent former number 1 pick Ali Sentnor to KC Current in a NWSL record trade. I think there was something around 600,000 general allocation money involved for an awesome striker. Marlene, I'll start with you there. How are you feeling about that?
Again, KC Current is doing so much for women's sports. I mean, it's just amazing. I love it. And it's new to women's sports, but in sports, that's nothing new.
Right.
It's a bummer that is 600,000, but I'll take it. I mean,
Right.
It's a great start. It can only go up from
You
here.
want that number
Exactly.
way higher, right? Yeah.
Yes,
yeah,
but we can only go up from here, and
True.
I love it. Yes.
Yeah. Deb?
Yeah, it happens all the time in men's sports. If you're, trying to make your team the best they can be, and we know KC's already fantastic in what they've done with I think it's leadership and, of course, the money. We all know when you've got the money, right, you can build those great teams. But, yeah, I think
True.
to what Marlene is saying, I can't wait till the women, it's even bigger like the men are. But I think it says a lot about her and her skills and about the team wanting to build a fantastic team.
Yeah.
Yeah. Marlene, you took the words right out of my mouth of it can only go up from here, right? And so it's a record today, but hey, in 3 days when the next trade gets made and it's breaking that record and the next year and the year
That's right.
after that, right? I mean, every offseason and every season we see new records being broken consistently in NWSL and abroad. So awesome to see. Good for KC Current. They're going to do their thing.
Yes.
Quite literally jumping from last team to the first team on the. It's wild.
Yeah. Fortunate.
Yeah. One way to do it.
Yeah. We'll stay with the Houston, or with NWSL, and we'll go to Paul's Houston Dash. They left it late in stoppage to return to Houston with a point against Bay FC in a 2-2 draw. Paul, I'm going to start with you just because this is your team. Give us your thoughts on that match.
Sophie Schmidt, if you're hearing this, we still love you, and it's so cool to see you on the score sheet once again. So shout out the Dash, and gosh, it's always a shootout with these two teams. There was a stat out there, something about like these two, every time they've come together, it's like always goals for sure. But glad that they were able to at least steal a point.
Yeah. Deb, do y'all have a steady Dash presence at the pub at this point?
So NWSL in general, we are trying to build that at the pub. It depends on the day of the week as well. But we've got a few folks that, yes, will want to come in and watch Dash on a regular basis. So it's been good.
Yeah, I mean, they're closest team, so, it makes sense. Yeah, Marlene, anything to add on this game?
No, not really. It's always frustrating, a draw.
Yeah,
That's fair.
That'll be my
But the
takeaway
goals.
from the next point.
But the goals.
Right.
Yeah,
Yes.
That works. Well, on another draw, we have Lobar's San Diego Wave that left North Carolina Courage with a point after a tough 0-0 draw. So, I mean, if you had to pick, Marlene, between a 2-2 draw and a 0-0 draw.
I know. It's just, oh my goodness. Yeah, soccer is one of those sports when you can play for, 80 minutes and, 0 score. It's, oh my goodness.
Mm-hmm.
I used to be a math teacher, and many times the answer is 0, and it's sometimes students, I love it when they would reason, with me, and then like, you did all that work, the long problem, and the answer is 0, and I'm like, yes, that's beautiful. It's like, no, it's not.
I can't believe
that's how
that
I
connection
feel
to math and soccer. I love that.
Yes,
I know.
she's saying soccer is beautiful when it's 0.
Right.
No, that's what I wanted to say. It's beautiful in math, in soccer. It's I don't know.
It's
The
sweaty.
students had a good point.
Yeah. It's not
comes to
so
soccer.
beautiful in soccer.
Right. Deb, how about you?
Oh, I mean, if I was to have a draw, I'd sure want some points on the board, some goals for sure.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha.
Yeah, and it's I mean, it's back-to-back draws for them, granted, weeks apart at this point with the midseason break. But, hey, man, we're still in 4th place, 25 points. We're 1 point back from
That's enough
from
for you.
second.
That's enough from you.
So,
Yeah.
I'll take a 0-0 draw if it means we don't move anywhere. We're
Right.
staying in the top. So, how's it feel in 12th? Anyway, the Dash are sitting in 12th for the listener.
Right.
Another big record moment for women's sports in the U.S. A bidding war is underway for the WNBA's Connecticut Sun as a Boston area group led by Celtics minority owner makes a $325 million bid for the team. This would relocate the team to Boston. On the other side of things, a Connecticut-based group are looking to match that bid and keep the team in Connecticut. I think if I didn't put this in the note, but the $325 million bid also comes with a $100 million practice facility as additional funds. So another $100 million on top of the 325. No big deal. Marlene, I'll start with you. What are your thoughts on this?
I think it's amazing. Unfortunately, it is about money, and I believe KC Current is the only team with their own facilities.
For soccer, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, soccer, yes. So I think it would be great for the sport, no matter, unfortunately, I think where they are.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, we need, people to invest. And I think, whether they're going to stay there and they can match it or they move, I think it will just be good for women's soccer and women's sports in general.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right.
Deb?
So here's the thing: they're last in standings this year, right? So wouldn't we in men's sports that happens? Do we need better ownership? Do we need better leadership? Do we need a better city, better fans, better facility? And it happens all the time with men. So you know what? Women's sports, we're getting there where they're like, we're in last place and something needs to be done about it. Now, I mean, I know the people would love to keep it there, but if it doesn't, if they're not getting anywhere, if I owned a team or if I was in some kind of leadership role, I would be looking for some help, whether that's moving us and more money and another owner. So, yeah.
Paul, Deb makes a good point that the last place team is still getting a $325 million plus bid. What does that mean to you?
Look, man, it just adds more fuel to the fire that Houston will sell to Austin and like for the Dash women's team, because that's what it is, man. NWSL to Austin. We know you listen, so we'll make it happen one day. But I think my only thing is to add to this is how long have they been at the bottom of the table for in WNBA? Because that's a big number, and I think that's really good to see, and that there's still that much excitement and financial investment that's being poured into that. And would this be the first case in the WNBA of a team being relocated like this? Because like you were saying, Deb, I can only imagine the city being up in arms for this franchise being taken from them.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's as a San Antonio Spurs fan and San Antonio basketball fan, that happened to us. San Antonio got bought and moved to Vegas.
That's right.
Back in the day at this point, but it's happened before, and I'm sure there are many other examples of it.
Do you remember how much money? Because I know it wasn't near that, right?
I wanted to see that real quick.
Yeah, I think that's, again, that's all about what you're seeing everywhere about investing in women and in women's sports. So it's
true.
It's wonderful to see that kind of money in trying to keep a WNBA game and to keep a team, going so well.
Heck yeah. Looking at cycling, actually, because this was just timely, given the final for the Tour de France Femme avec Swift. We have Olympic gold medalist Pauline Ferrand-Prévot winning the 2025 Tour de France with as the first French rider to win the latest iteration of the event. Deb, I'll start with you here. The first face that I saw at the watch party on Sunday. Talk to us a little bit about how that went and, your takes.
So I'm just going to say congrats because, man, stage 8, she came out of nowhere and won it, the stage 8, and then everybody knew she had the lead and was going to try to win. But cycling is Marlene's sport. She loves her cycling, so she's probably got a lot more to say about it than I do.
Yeah, it was just incredible. As they've said that they planned the team, and it was just amazing. I mean, I know all the teams, they had plans, but theirs worked,
Right.
They protected her from the media, she didn't have to go through that. And then on stage 8, she just, oh my gosh, took off and she kept going. It was just amazing. And then in stage 9, towards the end, she really didn't have to go for it, but she did, and it was just amazing. And she was completely exhausted afterwards, and it was, she gave it her all. It was beautiful, amazing, and then I learned so much more about her that, she was into mountain biking, and she won the
gold medal.
The gold medal, Olympics, yes, or World Championships. I think maybe but anyway, won the gold medal, and then she decided she wants to,
get into road cycling. Yep.
And then she gave herself 3 years, to win the Tour de France, and she won it in her first year. And it's like, oh my gosh, it's like mind blowing, and but
Awesome.
it's great. It's awesome. It's amazing.
Yeah, all those things. Paul, I actually want to turn this question back on you because we've alluded to the watch party that you attended this weekend at 1972 Pub. What was it? What were the vibes like out there?
The vibes were lycra. They were, clickety clackety shoes, and I mean, it was great. I was definitely out of place. Granted, I don't have any of those things, just yet, but I am looking to kind of transition into that lifestyle.
Yes,
but no,
you are.
it was a fantastic event. It looked like there were a lot of people like EF, Pac was there. And they had some giveaways, and a couple of the cycling groups around town were all there and a part of it. So it was a blast, and loved it.
Yeah. It sounded. We spent 10 minutes last night chatting about the watch party with my fiance who works next door to a cycling shop. Yada yada. He had a lot of good things to say, so I wanted them to say it on the podcast too.
Yeah. One of the best things about that was, and it may not be my turn, but I just want to throw this out there.
Go for it.
Please do.
One of the best things about that was, yes, we had great sponsors. Thanks to EF Adventures, thanks to Zwift, who sent us some great stuff. Thanks to Pac, all of those folks that came out. But we brought together like 4 different women's cycling teams together.
Yeah.
And so they all ride together. We had riding for all levels, and then they all get together at the pub and hang out and have great food and drinks. And some of them know each other, some of them were meeting new people. But that's the beauty. That's exactly like what we're trying to do, is bring people together and have that community. And so it was amazing to see 4 cycling teams. It was great. It was beautiful.
Yeah, it was. I only say surprising because I'm not plugged into the cycling world, and that's just me being ignorant about it. But it was surprising to hear that it was this full, like so many people showed up for this event, which is awesome, and I should have expected it. But still, I was like, oh damn, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That for cycling, they're filling the place.
They had the EF team. Correct me if I'm wrong, Marlene, but it was the EF team that created a little video. Thanking the cyclists and the fans at the watch party. So each of the riders were like, "Hey, just want to say thank you to Violet Crown, Team Snacks, and all
cool.
the other groups." And it was like, "What the heck?" And shout out the 1972
shout out
pub.
to 1972.
I was like, "Oh my gosh, dude, this
it was amazing.
That was awesome.
Yes,
so
it was
awesome,
awesome.
Yeah.
Yes."
Well, for this last point, I'm going to bring it back home. We're going to go look local and full circle, really, because we started off with UT women's soccer and we're ending with it. The soccer season kicks off this Friday with an exhibition game against UTSA here at home at Myers Stadium. The season actually kicks off next Thursday, the 14th. You could talk about this game. You could talk about your expectations for the season, or all of the above. Marlene, I'm going to start with you. What are your thoughts on the season?
Oh, I can't wait. We started the pub, and we see it as we are doing our part as part of a huge, bigger movement, in sports. And, it started way back, with, Billie Jean King, Martina Navratilova, who did so much, and they never saw it while they were still playing tennis. They didn't see all the benefits. And then we had the U.S. soccer team, who fought for equal pay, equal salaries, and so. They are very close to my heart. It's like they did again so much for women's sport, and yes, I'm just looking forward to this season.
Yeah, Deb, what about you?
Yeah, just to tag on to everything she said, right? UT women's soccer. I mean, I think it's going to be a fantastic season. I'd love to see them take it all the way. They've got some great talent to do that. And we hope that fans will know we're there for it on away games. Please come to 1972 Pub. You can come pregame, after game with us. Now, first, we do want people to go out to the stadium. We got to
Yes.
fill the stadiums and support these women athletes. So when they're here in town, go fill the seats. I cannot say that enough. Show them your love and support. But we'll be there pregame, after game, or away games. And we would love to see everybody come out and support them to, I think, an amazing season this year.
Right
Awesome.
on.
Paul, any last thing to add?
I mean, dude, I'm pumped. Ange Kelly's still there. She's churning out talent as always. And, I mean, now that we have a spot, at the 1972 pub, I would really like to invite our co-ed soccer team to go catch a game, go hang out at the pub afterwards, or,
game tailgate at the pub, walk on over. It's not a bad walk.
It's perfect. It's perfect. So yeah, Moon Tower Soccer FC, if you hear this, we're making plans soon.
We're going to start spamming watch parties in the group me.
Truly. Get ready for it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well, we're going to close it out now. We appreciate y'all kicking it with us on this week's episode of the Verdependent podcast. Deb, Marlene, thank you so much for joining us. This has been great. This here is your opportunity to plug. So share your socials, upcoming events, or anything our listeners should look out for at the 1972 pub. And take it away.
Awesome. Thank y'all for having us today. Please, everyone, follow us. Our social handles are at 1972 pub. Just like our website, you'll find all of our events there. And just know that we're here for you. Even if we don't post it on something, you can always come in and ask for something. But we're here for you to watch women's sports. And we'll definitely be here for some soccer.
Yep.
Oh, yes.
Heck yeah.
Yes.
I have to ask, sorry, Austin FC game by chance, maybe?
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. If, again, back to that, if our community is wanting to watch it and we've got folks coming, then we can do a watch party.
Mm-hmm. Love it. That's the right answer.
We are an Austin FC podcast as well, so fair enough. We'll make sure to share the socials and everything else, your website and whatnot, in the show notes and in our post promoting this episode. And now we're going to do our little part. I'm Logan Bartlett. Catch me on Twitter at LobarVHLM.
And I'm Paul Fletes. You can find me at PaulAndrewFC. That's a government name.
Government name, it is. And keep the chatter going online by following at The Verdependent on socials. Like and subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. That's an episode, y'all. Peace. And again, a huge thank you to Deb and Marlene from the 1972 pub. Bye, y'all.
Bye.
Paul, why are you screaming at me?
Oh my God.